What's going on, guys? I hope all is well. So, I don't even know what I've captured in this video, so I'm just gonna go with the flow, pal. Someone up my ass. But anyway, so you tuned in. Obviously, some people know who I am, some people don't. Those that do know me, the fact that they know, obviously, I've only had the M3 for about 6 or 7 months. And what's even more mad is that Friday last week I fitted a brand new exhaust to it. I fitted the icons, I fitted the carbon split on the front, the genuine one, and obviously it did cost some money, but I basically sold the car. And it's one of those situations where sometimes you come across a good deal and it's hard to say no. The reason why all of this kind of happened was because as a typical car guy, you get a spare moment, and what you do with it is jump on Auto Trader and start looking at cars. And basically I found a car that a few that I've always wanted of the same obviously model, but before I wasn't able to afford them, not necessarily with the price of the car, but more so with the insurance. Now obviously I've turned 25 now, I'm getting old, quarter of 100, but insurance has dropped, and that's one of, the only sort of benefit really that you get. Going a little bit backstory, when I had my M140i, so I had a similar situation to this where I had the opportunity to sell it. I remember I bought the car in July 2023, and in December 2023 I could have sold the car, and basically, because I had that on finance, and I could have come out with profit. Not a massive amount, but I was too deeply attached to the car, and obviously that was my first performance car, and I just didn't go with it. So 3 months later, the market basically shut itself for M140i's, and there was just too many on there, and the value of them just dropped massively. Basically, people couldn't afford to insure them. So yeah, from that point up until July, my M3 came into the workplace that I used to be at, and I remember the day I was literally photographing the car, ready to post it obviously for stock, and I don't know, I just had a feeling. I thought, yo, let me see if I can get insured on an M3. Let's see how funny it would be to get a $4,000 quote. And lo and behold, it was the same as what I was getting for the 140. So I'm like, surely I can afford this, so why not see what the finance says, and go ahead with that. So I was like, all right, let me try. Tried it, and it was like, I think it was like 100 quid more a month. But I was like, M3. Do you know what I mean? The car's like 15 grand more. So I just thought, you know what, let's do it. So it started off with me listing my car. Obviously I had to sell mine, and because the benefit of working in a dealership, I managed to sell it at a really good price. Whereas if I was to part exchange it, for example, I would have had, let's say, 7 grand negative equity, whereas I end up with £500 negative equity, which I carried on to the new deal. Anyway, the M3 was obviously more of an impulse buy. I've always dreamt of having an M3, and this came, and the colour combination was so unique. I was just like, I looked online, there was not one for sale, a San Marino blue, let alone the fact that it had the Sakura orange interior. A lot of them have the Silverstone, obviously white leather. So, cop that car. And another reason why I bought it was because I really wanted to sort of elevate my social media. So it gave me more of a reason to do content, and I wanted to start YouTube with it. However, because of the work life, I just never had spare time. So, and it was that time of the year where obviously it gets dark quick, and you can only make so much content in the dark. So it just kind of that idea kind of faded, and I just didn't really enjoy the car either, because I was just using it for commuting. I didn't have a daily, and like I never had fun in the car. Never took it to some back roads and thrashed it or anything like that. So because of that, I kind of did not build that bond that I thought I would, and I don't know, I was just never that emotionally attached to it. So it was boring, because compared to the 140 was mapped up, well, it was stage 2, but it was like obviously decatted and everything, and it was just insane. So there was so much drama, whereas with this M3 you only get the power right at the top of the rev range, and it just meant that for you to have that same excitement, you need to be doing illegal speeds, which no one wants to get banned or get points. It's expensive as it is to have a car, so obviously I just wasn't willing to take that risk. Anyway, the weather started getting better now, like obviously for the last few weeks, and I thought, sod it, let's go get an exhaust done. Got that done, and then went on Auto Trader and seen the car that I want, and there were about four different cars, different types of cars that I was keen on, and they're all affordable in the same sort of range. And I was like, which one do I go for? I don't know. But what I did know is that I needed to get rid of my car. Now, it's very rare that you come out on top having finance on a car and selling it before a year and making profit. Alhamdulillah, it worked for me, because it's such a unique combination of the San Marino and the Sequoia Orange. Plus, it's a low mileage car. I was the second owner on it. So for me, like, well, for anyone who would be interested and knew about their cars, you know, they'd be willing to pay the money for it. So my process was, I literally contacted a dealer that specialises in these cars, and I said to them, look, you know, I might be interested in selling, so what would you guys give me? They texted me their number, rang them, spoke on the phone. At first they were going to do a sale or return. This dealership, I think, they're coming to collect the car tomorrow, but I think they've got a customer ready for it. So they offered me a really good figure, and I said, right, we'll come take it. So I got the car cleaned up, sent them like a really detailed walk around video of the car, showing them everything, showing them the imperfections, and obviously they were happy with doing so. So they're coming tomorrow, collect it, and then I can, you know, continue progressing with the new car. Now, I am very nervous, because I don't think I'm going to have, genuinely, I don't think I'm going to have a prettier car than that M3. I can't quite explain it, but just the weight, the stance, the arches, the wheels, the colour, everything. I don't think there's a car out there that can beat the look and the presence that M3 has. Like, honestly, I've been around supercars, I've been around hypercars, I've been around Rolls. Like, the stance is just different, man. You put it in a car park. My friend keeps saying this, yeah, it's very true. It almost looks like the car is edited in real life. Like, the colour pops so much more than everything else around it, and it's just a real eye catcher. You know, everyone waves, everyone admires the car. It's really, really, like, it's an experience to have one. So obviously, I want to create a series to show you guys what you need to look for when you come to buying a car. A lot of people, I obviously sell cars, right? And I've seen customers who were very, very detailed, so many questions, and like, they have every right to, you know, that's not me saying they're annoying, like, I would do the same. And you have customers who really don't care, like, they have that impulse decision, and like, they just want the car and it's done. They don't care the condition, they don't care anything else. But for those who obviously are quite particular with their cars and their purchases, I think this series is going to help you really, really well. So what I'm going to do is, obviously, if the car goes tomorrow, and I'm going to be hell upset, but I'm going to document my purchasing process. And from someone who works in the car trade already, I know the little sneaky things that some dealers do. I know the, you know, the digressing. I know that, you know, for example, like, this is a very, very simple example, yeah? you might inquire about a car that says it's one owner car, right? And you ask them, they say, oh, is it a one owner car? And they'll say, oh yeah, it's one former keeper. One former keeper means that there is an owner prior to the name of the logbook currently, which means that you will be the third owner, you won't be the second. And like the difference between a salesperson saying 2 former keepers or 2 previous owners is completely different. Like, one means that there's an extra owner on there. So stuff like this, I'm going to show you guys. And I'm not going to bait out any dealerships because I'm not about that. But I want to show you guys what to look out for, what to avoid, and what sort of questions to ask to make sure that you are getting, you know, your money's worth. End of the day, cars are not cheap. Money's not easy to earn. So you want to make sure you obviously put your money right. You want to make sure that you always look towards the selling process of the car you're buying, so then you know you're not going to be a massive loss. So this whole series is going to be 4 episodes, and I'm just going to document to you guys, show you exactly what you need to do so you don't end up in sticky situations. Are you staring at Baldy? Oh, there's a bit of. But yeah, so anyway guys, stay tuned. Let's fast forward to tomorrow and see what happens. Look at that San Marino, man, with the icons and the genuine carbon. What a combo. And the secure orange. Honestly, I'm just never going to find one like this. But hopefully it's going to a good place. Oh man, it's heartbreaking. They're going to be about an hour or so before they come pick it up. Ooh, it's really sinking in, man. It's really sinking in, so hopefully it's the right choice. Nervous is an understatement, man. So, the person coming to collect the car, they've just turned up, and I can see them on the camera now having a look around the car. I'm not going to show the CCTV because obviously it's not right. But yeah, they're having a look around. Let's see how we get on. I think she's the lady. She's really lovely. She's on FaceTime today. I think the owner of the company and walking around the car and whatnot. She's gone.
That's it, bro. She's gone.